year?
Well, morning, Gina. Morning, Seb. Great to see you again. Yes, I mean, it's remarkable, really. 2001, 1,000 pupils set out on a racecourse with the great idea of the designer of the program at that stage to see whether the sport could be a real improvement to children's education and introduce them to horse racing. And all these years later, as you say, we're rising, well, 250,000, actually. There'll be 250,000 very soon that will hit that landmark. A record last year of, as you say, as your viewers can see, just over 16,000. Even my maths tells me 410 events means more than one a day. So we're very busy. We're out at Doncaster yesterday after the Christmas break with a school local to the track. And we're at Equine College today, and I'm at one tomorrow with the team. So, yeah, we've been extremely pleased, but we owe a lot of thank yous for that, Gina, mainly to our funder, the Levy Board, but all the racecourses and all our other wonderful funders that have allowed us to expand. And there is an appetite for it. The phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, applies in some ways to racing to school, because each year we've grown over the last 5 or 6 years, but we've innovated as well in terms of how we meet young people, because they can't all come to the racecourse. The fixture list, as we know, prevents a bit of a barrier at times, but we go into schools, we go into colleges. We're very active in National Racehorse Week, for example. There's lots of other touch points, and that's allowed us to expand in the way that we have, and we're really grateful to have done so.
And everyone knows getting people involved at grassroots level is so important. What's the feedback like, John, when you go to the racecourse or when you go into the schools? What are the aspects that pupils really engage with and latch onto?
Well, the feedback's great. I mean, I say to any of my friends and colleagues across racing, you're having a down day, go to a racing school day, because that will really cheer you up, because it's just that wow moment that the children have. And I think from that basic level of, blimey, what is this all about, to the more intricate way of improving their mental arithmetic, their literacy, their social skills, both with their sort of classmates and also with their teachers and carers, and with adults, my colleagues who work with them, many of whom, like I said, former riders, bringing their knowledge to it. So there's all lots of aspects and great response to it. But we want to encapsulate all our groups. So we want to improve and help with their school studies. That's the number one priority. We want them, of course, to have the start of a relationship with horse racing. They hope they'll come back racing, and maybe even, as some of our past participants have gone on to even work in the sport. But I think if you can just get them out of the classroom, learning broadly some of the same sort of skills and challenges they would within the confines of those four walls, but in such an exciting place as a racecourse, see horses, many of whom, of course, will be seeing horses for the first time, certainly a racehorse. And we get up close to them when they come in to be microchipped, etc., see them in the pre-parade and the parade ring. So it's that sort of seeing, feeling, touching idea, the smells of the place. I mean, there's lots of really good touch points there. So the evaluation is strong, but it's important that teachers rate the programme and they think, yep, it's worthwhile taking them out for a day. Very hard to get children out for school trips in recent years, certainly post-COVID. So, the demand is there. We have a waiting list, which is good and bad, depends which way you look at it, really. But, we're working hard to sort of get that down, as it were. So, no, we're really pleased with the feedback. And we need to innovate as well. So we own 4 equisizers. So you'll see at some of our events, children learning how to, the jockey skills, VR headsets. They'll be watching Holly Daw, one of our ambassadors, riding a race at Newbury, could be part of that. Some of them will wear Fitbits on days around the racecourse. We're very much into healthy outdoor activity for these young people. No mobile phones, no iPads. They're very focused on what they're doing. So there's lots of aspects that we're very pleased, and we're going to build upon this year and beyond.
Talking of this year, what's on the agenda for the upcoming months?
Well, I mean, more of the same in the nicest sense. I mean, we are, as I said, equine colleges, and we work very closely with the Pony Racing Authority and the Pony Club. That's been a growth area. So we'll do over 100 days in partnership with them. We're pleased to be the charity partner for the Racing League again this year. National Racehorse Week, I mentioned, probably in May will be our busiest month. We'll be touching on 60 days of activity there. So we work very closely with all the racecourses. So there'll be plenty going on, but we're always open to partnerships. I think that's the key thing, because we've got to find people in the harder to reach places as well. I think this is something that we've learned in recent years, and with some of our funders are particularly interested in those young people who are located in deprived, inner city, rurally isolated areas, for whom, you know, there are barriers to entry to come to these trips, and even some of our funders helping with bus costs as well, which again can put off a school that isn't able to afford that. So I think a lot more of that this year, but keeping the volume up and keeping working with our racecourse partners. We'll be out and about doing all sorts of innovative things as well as just doing the very important bread and butter that has got us, as I said, close to about 250,000 now.
Tell us as well, John, about the Racing Together Industry Day, which is fast approaching.
Yeah, and I think that sort of blends in nicely, Gina, because that's at Chester Racecourse on February the 8th. Racing to School is the sport's largest community-facing programme, and I think there's a real appetite and a real willingness, especially across racecourses and other partners, to do a lot more community work. They already do huge amounts already. So Racing Together is the umbrella brand for all the sports community engagement. So we have our second, we had one at Ascot last February, we have our second industry day. This time at Chester Racecourse, we'll have contributions from the world of cricket, Parliament. Never has there been a more important time, I think, for the sport to liaise with parliamentarians in a favourable way. So Conor McGinn, the MP, will be leading off our day. Musselburgh, Chester, Pontefract will be contributors as well. Tickets, early bird tickets, in fact, run out tomorrow. So we're over 60, I think, as of this morning in terms of tickets sold. So the Racing Together website, just go to events and tickets for there. Everyone is welcome. It'll be great networking, it'll be brilliant food. And Chester, of course, the oldest racecourse in the world. So what's not to like about that? It's going to be a great day. We've planned it for many months now, and we've got some great contributors. So we do hope some viewers will be interested and go on the website and join us on February the 8th at Chester.
Great stuff, John. Thanks so much for your time and great to hear the good work. Keep it up. Look forward to seeing more of the school children out on the track in 2024. So John Blake then, the Chief Executive of Racing to Schools, a really fantastic community project within horse racing. Always love to see them dressed up in the silks out on the track, learning plenty. I know my kids would love a trip out there, so let's hope they continue to spread the good word far and wide across the country. We're on to our feature race though now at Southwell. This is the 12:55.